Time to go make some Muzzy music. Oh, I love the sound of that Muzzy. Mr. Muzzy. Now, I know some people who buy some top-end sport bikes, super top-end sport bikes, and they don't ride them long, and they got to change the muffler that doesn't sound like what they want. They're not happy with it, and they wind up spending a lot of money. This was just a great combination, and for this bike, I just love that sound when you go through the gears. And of course, on a day this hot, the primary thing is to try to find some shady back roads. And in this area where we ride, lakes and back roads are your two best friends on a day like today. And it's funny how in the winter, you're always looking for a sunny road to get out of the shade. Man, I wish the whole ride would be in the Lincoln Tunnel today. Now, even though this bike doesn't have a quick shifter, you just can't help yourself. Anytime the road's open in front of you, you just got to go through the gears. And if you don't do that, what's the point of riding? I don't know. I don't like traffic lights. I don't like traffic. I don't like to see other cars in my field of vision, front or back. I like to be on the road alone. Now, it's been many years now, and that Camaro green paint has held up so well. I originally painted it to match Kent Ticer's Camaro, and it's held up really well. And I always look around for somebody who's got a Camaro. They recognize that paint color. It's a nice color. Now, unlike the R1, and I explained this to Booza just the other day, unlike the R1 where you can pick a first or second gear and just stay in it all day, this bike, you're shifting a lot, almost like an RD, and it is just so much fun going through those gears. Now, when you ride the same bike every day or often, yeah, it gets to be where there may be a little advantage. You get used to it and you get comfortable with it and everything. But I love to have a different bike almost every day. It just keeps me guessing, where is that brake pedal? thank you, John Pothia. He did all the logos for this bike, and we had a real adventure making these. We worked together on it. He came up with the final design. It's a unique logo, and I like it a lot. And when we made them, we made so many spares that thinking maybe we were going to have problems, and they went on pretty nice the first time. Now, because this bike has an adjustable air shock in the back, that's really nice that you can get it to just suit your body weight, or if you're not, in my case, I'm never riding a passenger, so I can soften up the back end a little, just make for a much more comfortable ride. Now, other people that have ridden this bike, the first comment they always make is, boy, it takes the gas nice. It really is just nice taking the gas. And they always mention how nice and soft the suspension is. It's got a real comfortable suspension. And by this point in the ride, I was really starting to cook. It just seems like it starts off in that first hour of the ride, and the middle hour is, oh, I'm getting hot. And then there's the last hour of the ride, you could die. And in the case of this bike, by having a spare bike, I have spare wheels, spare bodywork, a spare everything, all the gearing, the chain, all the cables, the tank. And it may be at some future time I'll make this into an evil twin, make it red or yellow or something. I don't know yet. And just like by having that GS parts bike, having a parts bike for this bike, to me it's so valuable, because a lot of these parts I know they'd be really hard to get or impossible. And the neatest thing about the whole thing is having a spare complete motor that's ready to go. And if you never need the spare parts or the spare motor, or in my case the bodywork, having that extra bodywork just in case you ever want to make an evil twin. And that thought has crossed my mind many times. There's a lot of really nice paint jobs you can do on this with a bike with this styling. I can picture a lot of them, and to be honest, I've already done sketches. But no matter what I do, if I ever modified this bike or made it an evil twin, I think I'm done testing mufflers. This muffler just, I'm so sad that over the years the other ones were too loud, but I'm glad I did all the testing and arrived at the Muzzy. And I've had both Bridgestones and Dunlops on this bike, and I always keep going back to the Pirelli, the Sport Demons. They seem, especially when you have a bike, this bike has a 16-inch front wheel, and it's getting difficult to get those tires. Today I saw something I've never seen before. They had a radar trap. I had plenty of warning. Got the speed way down under the limit. And I went through it. Went up the road about 2 miles. And I hear the radar detector going off again. And they had another one. So I bet what they've done is they think people think, oh, ha, ha, I got through the radar, ha, ha, ha. They have 2 right in a row. That's why I can never thank Mr. Valentine enough, and all my friends that do have Jose, and when Vince was riding had it, and just, they save your bacon, and you never know when or how it's coming, and then you you get caught, and it's a problem. Now, people outside our area don't realize how what a pain these radar things are. And they have places where the speed limit drops from 40 to 25 as you go around a corner. And you look, and there they are. And you're going 40, and you just bought yourself a couple $100 worth of tickets and possibly some points on your license. Now, I know Ray had one of these bikes, maybe not the exact year, but similar bike. And I've spoken to many people that come up to me after they see the bike, say, oh, I had one of these, oh, I sold it, oh, I'm sorry I sold it. I really look back at it was a great bike. And they're right. But for a historic registered bike that's never going to get registered again is basically a free bike for life. And having 2 of them and having the extra bodywork, I picture having this forever. I don't see any reason to sell it, ever, and turn it into an evil twin anytime I want. The last time I had spoken to my good friend Ken Tyser from the World of Modeling, he had his Camaro modified and went to one of the meets where they timed the top speed, and he finally got it to go over 150 miles an hour at one of these closed circuit meets at an airport. Congratulations, Kent. Now, I had an email recently. Somebody asked me if I still was interested in MotoGP, and I said, well, yeah, but what's happened? The thing I'm really, really interested in, this is a new word, add this to your vocabulary, is Moto fixed income. Moto fixed income. That's it. So, Mr. Valentine, once again, you've saved us from demise, poverty, and supporting the tickets of the world here. Oh my God, if I think of how much money I've saved by having that radar detector, that is the best investment. So the ride was wonderful, It was hot. It was like being in an oven for the whole time. But toward the end of the ride, that last hour is murder. Anyway, we are heading back to the farm, and I remember thinking, oh, I just can't wait to get home. See what Karen's cooking. See how the plants are doing. Feed the fish. Oh my God. Air conditioning. I'm totally addicted to the fact once you get back from one of these rides, you get in that air conditioning, and it's just wonderful. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very, very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click. And it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.